Hi everyone, my name is Aileen Santos, and for the Section 1 book assignment, I decided to do it on Chicka Chicka Boom Boom by Bill Martin Jr. and John Arcadam Adult. It's illustrated by Lewis Ellert, and I think the first thing you notice when looking at the book, both either front cover or back cover, is that there's a bunch of colors. There's pops of pink, like this orange, yellow, the green, brown. There's so many little colors and different designs, polka dots, these leaves, circles, even the back. The letters on the back cover are bright colors. And I chose this book because I think it's such a fun way to introduce children to the alphabet and really help them improve their phonic pronunciation and just really let them practice it. Because it's like throughout the whole story, basically the plot of it is that we are introduced to all the lowercase letters little by little in groups in different ways to like help us remember each letter and the order they come in. The first page of the book begins with the following. A told B and B told C, I'll meet you at the top of the coconut tree. So throughout the whole book, we are looking at this palm tree and all the lowercase letters, little by little. Throughout the story, again, ABC all the way to XYZ. And there's a bunch of little fun, interactive phrases that would really that could really be interactive with yourself and with the children. So it says, we said D to EFG, I'll beat you to the top of the coconut tree. Chicka chicka boom boom, will there be enough room? Here comes H up the coconut tree. So again, we start off with A, B, C, and then we go to D, F, G, H. And if you notice the sentence right here, it says chicka chicka boom boom, which is the title of the book. It is going to be repeated a lot throughout the whole story. And I think when you're reading chicka chicka boom boom and that phrase comes along, you could be doing a little fun interactive activity or just motion or phrase to help involve the students and really make sure that their focus is really onto the story and they're understanding what's going on, all the letters, pronouncing everything. And if you're noticing throughout the pages in the book, there's a bunch of colors too. All the letters that are being introduced are in bright colors, easy to look at, easy to read, and there's only a few words here and there on the pages. So it's not too overwhelming. This book is made for children 2 to 6 around there, but I think it could even be for older children as a little reminder to be like, hey, these are the alphabets, this is the order, these are fun ways to remember them. And I think it's just really fun way to introduce the letters and really emphasize the importance of phonics. So it says NQRS and TUV. And then I don't know if you noticed, but throughout the book, the coconut tree is slowly slanting. And throughout the middle of the story, all of the letters, all 26 letters, get on top of the coconut tree. And they all fall down because there's so many of them. And in the top right it says chicka chicka boom boom. And when reading this with younger children, it could be a really fun way to introduce little sounds that you can do with them, and it's just a really fun way to introduce them. And then throughout the story, the lowercase letters are seen as the children, and then the uppercase letters are seen as the parents. So when all the letters fall from the tree, the uppercase or the parents come along and help them. And I think this page is really, really nice because we know how the alphabet letters look in lowercase form, but we might not know how they look in uppercase form. And even though some of them are a little folded because they're helping out their children, it's a really good illustration on how to introduce uppercase letters, because a lot of children only see lowercase letters, but now they're seeing uppercase letters as well. So again, we see all the letters, and this page, I really like it because there's a bunch of color on here. So everything's easy to read, easy to distinguish. Letters are right there in the corner, big bold letters. And I think the author did really, really good job, not only with the writing and the rhyming, but the illustrator did a really, really good job on the illustrations and the colors. On the back of the book, there is a review from Horn Book, and it states, one of the liveliest, jazziest alphabet books on record, which I 100% agree with. It's bright. There's no dull colors that are taking over the pages, so the attention is always on the book. And then we have read all the letters A through Z at the beginning, and then after they have all fallen down, we are continuing to read them once again, but in more fun ways and a little tongue twisters too. There's this page that says, next from the pileup, skinned knee D and stubbed toe E and patched up F, then comes G, all out of breath. And something that I really liked that the illustrator and the author did was that whatever was being said up here was being displayed onto the page. So for example, here it says skinned knee D, and then we see the D with the skinned knee. Stubbed toe E, then we see E with a little stubbed toe. Patched up F, and then we see F with a little band-aid. And then comes G, all out of breath. So it's just right here. So really we're focusing on the words, but then we're also focusing on the illustrations to really like lock in the illustrations and the words to really understand what's going on in the book. And here's another few little tongue twisters that are like, H is tangled up with I, J and K are about to cry, L is knotted like a tie. So again, here we have these fun little illustrations that correspond with the lettering or the sentences that is going on, or that is being shown in the book. M is looped, N is stooped, O is twisted, alley-oop, skit, scat, scoodle-doo, flip-flop, flee. So I think these are really fun phrases that will make children giggle, especially preschoolers, TK, and kindergartners. Look who's coming, it's black-eyed P, QRS, and loose tooth T. Very fun illustrations, and we have a good visual on all the letters. None of them are being overlapped, so we're able to easily distinguish the letters. And you notice how some of them are upside down or on their side or however they are. I think it's a really interactive way. Be like, hey, look at the letters, and you're just like this. Really fun way. Then UVW, wiggle G free, last to come, XYZ, and the sun goes down on the coconut tree. But chicka chicka boom boom, look, there's the full moon. So do you see how there's a lot of rhyming words to it? A is out of bed, and this is what he said. Dare, double dare, you can't catch me. I'll beat you to the top of the coconut tree. Chicka chicka boom boom. And that's basically how the story ends. Again, with a nice little visual of all the letters, not only in uppercase form, but also in lowercase form, which I think is a really good input from the illustrator and maybe even the author, because after reviewing all of them, we get to review them once more in the back. And I think this is a really fun, interactive way. Again, be like, hey, uppercase A, lowercase a, and then just going through all the alphabet. And this is the order that it's being shown in, and easy to read, easy to understand, and it's a fun little book. And while I was doing some research about the book, I found out that you're able to make a whole bunch of little fun ideas or different crafts based off this book to really emphasize the message of the alphabets and the phonics and everything about that. Overall, this book is a really good book for ages 2 to 6, even older, really, as a little reminder and fun way to learn the alphabets and everything. Thank you.